We're in a fascinating era of fighting games. Whereas different companies are striving and putting out their best work, Capcom isn't where they used to be as a pioneer of the genre. Street Fighter V Champion Edition released with what might possibly be the game's last bit of DLC content. At this point, the game is 5 years old. Many people, including myself, are expecting something new on the horizon. With Marvel vs. Capcom 2 being the premier fighting game at EVO 2020, I can't rule out the possibility of there being a new game announced at the show. If anything, you have to admit that the timing is convenient. Around the time that I was imagining what a new Marvel vs. Capcom game could look like, I was watching a few of my favorite content creators playing Resident Evil 3 Remake. The game looks fantastic. The level of detail and lighting is something that I find myself amazed by every time I see the game. Just recently, I discovered a mod for the game that replaced Carlos's character model with Dante from Devil May Cry 5. That was another game that I fell in love with that used the same engine. And then it hit me. Hey, I hope you don't mind me cutting in here. If you liked the video so far, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. I asked myself, how could a Marvel vs. Capcom game look in the RE engine? I found myself fascinated by the very prospect. If Capcom wants to go big, the RE engine would be right up their alley. It's an almost guaranteed way to win back fans and carry on the hype from EVO 2020. So far, the RE engine has shown nothing short of promise and success with the release of games such as Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Devil May Cry 5. What I feel to be the biggest supporting factor to Capcom utilizing the engine again for something other than Resident Evil is with the success that followed Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5 ended up being the best-selling entry in the series. If anything, the game proves that the engine is versatile enough to be used for different genres of games. This is the same success that Square Enix hoped to capitalize on with their Crystal Tools engine, but that fell through upon the release of Final Fantasy XIII and its rocky development phases. Naturally, the question that would be on most people's minds would be whether or not the engine could portray the wide range of colorful characters as they should. Honestly, I feel like it would. Now, hear me out on this one. For one, we've seen a variety of characters and creatures of different sizes and shapes throughout these 3 games. Among the most prominent examples is Nemesis, as well as the various demons in Devil May Cry. The RE engine often uses darker colors, making the game look grim and dark as a result. Fortunately though, modders have proved that a wide range of colors can be utilized to breathe new life into the games. In that respect, I'm not concerned with whether or not Capcom can make the game look colorful. I know for a fact that they're capable of doing so. With a game like Marvel, that's kind of necessary. The RE engine is capable of running at a smooth 60 frames per second, even on console. This is a crucial feature that is needed for fighting games, as it provides a better performance in addition to a better gameplay experience. I haven't personally played the 2 Resident Evil games mentioned prior, but I have played Devil May Cry 5 extensively. I can vouch that the game runs smoothly, even when there are multiple enemies on screen and environmental features that add visual flair and life in their animation. I'm no game developer, but I could only imagine that developing a fighting game would be less intensive on the hardware than a fully realized action-adventure game. Using the RE engine would also benefit the development team, as there are assets and models that can be utilized from the 3 games. Being that this would be their first fighting game using the engine, they could use all of the advantages they can get. Think of it like a CG animated movie produced by a company like Pixar. Being that the company has produced a number of 3D assets for their movies before, they have an entire library full of assets for their use. If they need to use a table for a scene, they could just pull the model from their library and slap it right into the new movie. Most people won't come to the realization that the table was used in a different movie. They'll just think of it as a table. Other advantages of using the RE engine includes being able to port models from one game to another. In the case of a game like Street Fighter 6 using the engine, they could simply port the Street Fighter models to the game or vice versa. Whether a new Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter 6 game is on the horizon, building a fighting game within the RE engine would establish the framework for a potential future of fighting games being made within the engine. If this is in our future, I'm sure that the majority of fans won't mind the transition. Or maybe I'm just being optimistic. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the content, check out my video on what we will see at EVO 2020. You'll love it.